In today's digital world, our hard drives hold a treasure trove of sensitive information. From personal photos and financial records to confidential work documents, the loss or theft of this data can have devastating consequences. Hard drive encryption acts as a powerful shield, protecting our digital lives from prying eyes. Imagine your laptop containing years of personal memories and important documents gets stolen. Without encryption, your data is readily accessible to whoever has the device. Encryption scrambles this information, rendering it unreadable without the correct decryption key. This is crucial in an age where data breaches and identity theft are rampant. By encrypting your hard drive, you add a vital layer of security that safeguards your information, even if your device falls into the wrong hands. It's like locking your valuables in a safe, ensuring that only those with the key can access them. In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into the intricacies of hard drive encryption, exploring its mechanisms, benefits, and limitations. By understanding how encryption works, you can make informed decisions to protect your digital life. Hard drive encryption is the process of transforming the data stored on your hard drive into an unreadable format, effectively making it inaccessible to unauthorized individuals. This is achieved through the use of sophisticated algorithms that scramble the data using an encryption key. Think of it like this. You have a secret message you want to send to a friend. You write the message in a code that only you and your friend know. This code acts as your encryption key. When your friend receives the message, they use the same key to decode it, making it readable again. Similarly, hard drive encryption uses an encryption key to scramble your data. Without the correct key, the data appears as gibberish, rendering it useless to anyone who doesn't possess it. This ensures that even if your device is lost or stolen, your data remains protected. However, encryption is not foolproof. While it significantly reduces the risk of data breaches, it doesn't guarantee absolute protection. Determined attackers may still find ways to circumvent encryption, especially if they have access to your device for an extended period or can exploit vulnerabilities in the encryption software. There are two primary types of encryption algorithms used for hard drive encryption: symmetric and asymmetric. Understanding the difference between these methods is crucial in grasping how encryption works. Symmetric encryption, as the name suggests, uses the same key for both encryption and decryption. It's like having a single key that locks and unlocks a door. This key must be kept secret, as anyone who possesses it can access the encrypted data. Asymmetric encryption, on the other hand, employs two separate keys, a public key and a private key. The public key can be shared with anyone, while the private key must be kept confidential. Data encrypted with the public key can only be decrypted with the corresponding private key, and vice versa. Think of it like a mailbox. Anyone can drop a letter into the mailbox, but only the person with the mailbox key can retrieve the letters. Both symmetric and asymmetric encryption have their strengths and weaknesses. Symmetric encryption is generally faster and more efficient, but requires a secure way to share the secret key. Asymmetric encryption, while slower, offers enhanced security as the private key never needs to be shared. Section 4. Encryption as a deterrent, making data unreadable. Hard drive encryption acts as a powerful deterrent against data theft. When thieves target devices, they are primarily interested in easily accessible information. Encryption throws a wrench into their plans by making the data unreadable without the decryption key. Imagine a thief stealing a laptop only to discover that the hard drive is encrypted. Accessing the data would require cracking the encryption, which can be an extremely time-consuming and resource-intensive process. In many cases, the effort required to break the encryption outweighs the potential gains, leading thieves to abandon their attempts. However, it's important to remember that encryption doesn't make your device invisible to thieves. They may still steal it, hoping to find a way to circumvent the encryption or extract the decryption key from you through coercion or social engineering. Therefore, while encryption significantly reduces the risk of data theft, it's crucial to take additional security measures, such as using strong passwords, being cautious about phishing attempts, and keeping your devices physically secure. Encryption is not a magic bullet, but it's an essential tool in your arsenal to protect your valuable data from falling into the wrong hands. Section 5. Plain text to ciphertext, the transformation process. Let's take a closer look at how encryption actually transforms readable data into an unreadable format. In the realm of encryption, we refer to the original readable data as plaintext and the encrypted unreadable data as ciphertext. The process of encryption involves using an algorithm and an encryption key to convert plaintext into ciphertext. The algorithm is like a recipe, outlining the steps involved in the transformation process. The encryption key, on the other hand, is like a secret ingredient that dictates the specific outcome of the recipe. Imagine you're baking a cake. The recipe tells you to mix flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. However, the specific type of flour, the amount of sugar, and the type of butter you use will determine the final taste and texture of the cake. Similarly, the encryption key determines the specific way in which the plaintext is scrambled, resulting in unique ciphertext. Decryption is the reverse process, where the ciphertext is converted back into plaintext using the same algorithm and the correct decryption key. Without the correct key, the ciphertext remains unreadable gibberish. This ensures that only authorized individuals with the key can access the original data. Section 6: Cryptography and Cryptanalysis. The Codemakers and Codebreakers. The field of study that encompasses both encryption and decryption is known as cryptography. Cryptographers are like codemakers, constantly developing new and more sophisticated algorithms to secure data. They strive to create encryption methods that are extremely difficult, if not impossible, to break. On the other hand, we have cryptanalysis, which is the art of trying to break encryption methods. Cryptanalysts are like codebreakers, constantly searching for vulnerabilities in encryption algorithms. They use various techniques and tools to try and decipher ciphertext without possessing the decryption key. The ongoing battle between cryptographers and cryptanalysts drives innovation in the field of encryption. As cryptanalysts discover weaknesses in existing algorithms, cryptographers develop new and stronger methods to stay ahead. This constant back and forth ensures that encryption methods are continually evolving to counter emerging threats. It's important to note that no encryption method is entirely unbreakable. Given enough time, resources, and motivation, a determined attacker may eventually find a way to circumvent encryption. However, the goal of cryptography is to make the process of breaking the encryption so difficult and time-consuming that it becomes impractical for attackers. Section 7: Hashing, adding an extra layer of protection. In addition to encryption, another technique commonly used in conjunction with hard drive encryption is hashing. Hashing is like creating a digital fingerprint for your data. A hash function takes your data as input and generates a unique, fixed-size string of characters called a hash value or checksum. The beauty of hashing lies in its one-way nature. You can easily generate a hash value from your data, but it's computationally infeasible to reverse the process and recreate the original data from the hash value. This property makes hashing ideal for verifying data integrity. For instance, when you download a file from the internet, you can compare the hash value provided by the source with the hash value you calculate for the downloaded file. If the hash values match, it indicates that the file has not been tampered with during transmission. Even a tiny change in the file would result in a completely different hash value. In the context of hard drive encryption, hashing is often used to verify the integrity of the encryption key itself. By storing a hash value of the encryption key, the system can detect if the key has been modified or corrupted. This adds an extra layer of protection, ensuring that the decryption process uses the correct and untampered encryption key.